Welcome to Personal Pension Radio Podcast, where you get unconventional insights into retirement and lifestyle design that actually work. You don't have to settle for the same tired Wall Street advice. Break away from the herd and learn how to achieve the retirement lifestyle of your dreams. And now, here's your host, the income engineer, Kraig Strom.
All right, back on Personal Pension Radio. Yes, I am Kraig Strom, the income engineer. Someone got my name spelled wrong the other day, so don't forget it is Kraig with a K. Kraigstrom. If you search it in Google, let me know how many pages you have to go through before you don't find Kraig Strom. Last I checked on my search, it was about 6 pages of Google. So if you spell my name right and you want to do a little background and research on who I am, I welcome it. It always amazes me nowadays when I look back on my first YouTube videos and my first podcast and my first Facebook and various things that I've done. It's amazing. You got to remember, I had this discussion with my daughter recently. You've got to remember all that stuff is permanent record, forever and ever. Amen. It will be out there on the internet. So I'm proud to say that all of the many pages that you can find on Google, they're all good stuff, various different material, but no negatives. If you do find any negatives, and I'm not aware of it, please let me know. I'm always curious to see what's out there on the interweb. But you are listening to Personal Pension Radio. What is Personal Pension Radio all about? Well, it's all about optimizing retirement income. The conversation around retirement income. I'm going to share something with you today that it doesn't blow me away, but I really think it should upset you. It should bother you. It should hopefully make you stand up and say, wait a minute, you're not getting the advice you need. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. When it comes to retirement income, the education that I received as a young financial advisor was only half the story. And I swear that's just the way so many financial firms, they like to keep financial advisors kind of half educated. They basically just want them to sell what they were taught to sell, whether it's an investment product or real estate, or if it's an annuity or life insurance, whatever it is. They tend to want to keep the investment advisor, the financial advisor, the life insurance advisor, keep them trained just enough so that they can sell what you want them to sell. Now, I understand that, that's just business. But the fact is that we have a retirement income crisis in America. No way about it. We have a retirement income crisis because the economics of saving and accumulating wealth are 180 degrees different than the distribution of that wealth. That as soon as you start a distribution cycle, all the economic rules change. And it's so critically important that people understand that the retirement income conversation is the other half of the retirement planning conversation that most financial advisors have the accumulation conversation. They're not having that full-blown soup to nuts accumulation and distribution conversation. That's what this show is all about. So I want you to keep that in mind, please. The answer to maximum retirement income is not a product. It is not an investment account. It's not life insurance. It's not real estate or annuities. None of these things by themselves will help you optimize your retirement income. You have to have an integrated approach. You've got to be able to take the best and the most powerful features of things like investment accounts and life insurance and real estate and annuities and put them together in an integrated approach. That's where maximum retirement income comes from. And let me say this. I haven't said this in a while. This show is meant to give you hope for retirement because some of the things that I talk about are really quite negative. When you think about the financial community as a whole, the majority of the financial advisory community is only talking to their clients about one half of the retirement journey. They're only discussing retirement from the perspective of accumulation. So that can be kind of depressing, kind of daunting. And yet, I want you to know that you can turn the light on at the end of that retirement tunnel. You just have to be willing to take just a step out of line. And what I mean by that is we've got this herd mentality that the masses of advertising are pushing us towards save, 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 save. And the reality is we're not getting all the information we need. You've got to be willing to step out of line, lean to the left, lean to the right, and say, hey, what aren't you teaching me? Well, that's me over here at Personal Pension Radio. I'm waving my hands. I'm jumping up and down, trying to pull you out of line to say, hey, I've got some information for you. I got to tell you that when you get up to the front of the line and you ask your financial advisor about your retirement income, and you are scared to death about your prospects of being able to retire, and now you're depressed, and now you're thinking you got to work until you're 70 years old, I'm here to tell you, get out of that line. Come over here. Contact me. Let's have a conversation about your retirement income plan, and I promise you, it is going to be night and day different. Substantially better conversation when you have an integrated approach. Now, disclosure alert. I am not an attorney. I'm not a CPA, okay? I am a certified financial planner professional, but that doesn't mean that you should act on things that you hear on this show as if we had a conversation one-on-one. This show is meant to give you inspiration, meant to give you some information, some education, but not advice that you can act on. And please, 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 dear goodness me, do not act on things that you hear from financial entertainers. Financial entertainers are people who have no licenses, no regulatory oversight, and in some cases, no real education background at all. It just amazes me, but that's the way it is. Please meet with a qualified financial advisor. Preferably, I would recommend a certified financial planner. Yes, I have a bias because I am a certified financial planner professional. Please, if you're interested, I'm open. I work through technology with people all around the country. Absolutely a good idea. Give me a call. Go to Personal Pension Radio. Go to kraigstrom.com. Contact me at kraigstrom.com. All the different ways that you can get in touch with me. I'd be happy to take some time to discuss your specific situation. Now, onward. Segment 1, watch your step. Now, watch your step is an area that I spend my time going through in preparation for this show. I'll go through my industry publications. I like to see what's coming through my email. I like to see the headlines on Yahoo Finance. I just want to see what's out there. And if I can see things that you need to know about that perhaps can help you get out of line, that might motivate you, inspire you to get out of line. Well, this one came as I was sitting down to read one of my financial industry magazines. Now, full disclosure, I am not going to post the name of this magazine. I'm not going to post the names of these people that I'm going to quote in this podcast because there's too many people involved in the industry. And for me, as a protection position, because if you know me as a financial planner, I am a protection-first financial planner, and I want to protect myself because these folks, some of them are local in the state of California, but I don't want to zero in on any one particular person or this particular magazine. What I want to do is share this with you so that you can understand what I said earlier about the financial industry as a whole, paying attention to one side of the conversation. Well, sure enough, I sit down and I read one of my regular financial industry publications, and I see this title in the article. It says, "The Missing Income Source." Well, the missing income source, and then it goes on to say, ultra-low interest rates mean a reliable basis of retirement income has vanished. Here's how advisors are ensuring clients have a fresh strategy. All right, that's what got me. Okay, I don't want to read every single article in these publications because a lot of them I've already read the article 100 different ways to Sunday. This one caught my eye because I am the income engineer, of course. It's saying, here's how advisors are ensuring their clients have a fresh strategy. Fresh. All right. Well, I'm just going to read some quotes that came out of the article, okay? So, advisor says this. So these are advisors who are quoted inside the article. I'm going to grab a sip. It's a nice cold day here in Southern California after some good rain. I got a nice little herbal tea in my cup. Got to grab a little sip as I jump into this because there's a lot of quotes. All right, fantastic. Now, an advisor says, we're not changing the way we plan, but we are changing the conversation. And this is how the article starts, with that particular advisor staring out the window of his office, somewhat concerned look on his face. Now, just to back up and make sure you understand what this article is about, it's about the ultra-low interest rates that we've gone through in the last 10 years and retirees trying to live on the old Wall Street typical retirement income portfolio models just isn't working. It's not working. Okay? So this advisor is quoted at the beginning, looking out the window. We're not changing the way we plan, but we are changing the conversation. Well, what the heck does that mean? All right, let's just go. Now, a leader in the Financial Planning Association. So the Financial Planners Association is an organization of people like myself, financial planners. So we'll just say this person is a leader in the Financial Planning Association, says clients are worried about rising healthcare costs, taxes, and having enough money to maintain their lifestyle. Historically, fixed income yields have been a stalwart pillar of retirement savings, but yields have been in a long, steady decline. The article goes on to say that investors could see a total bond return as low as 0 to 1% over the next 20 years. Catch that. 0 to 1% over the next 20 years. Wow. Okay, that was the model forever. The model in the investment community was a portfolio allocation that got stronger and stronger, weighted towards bonds. And bonds would give us income, fixed income. And here we've got a financial planning industry magazine saying that investors could see total bond returns as low as 0 to 1% over the next 20 years. Now, the article goes on to quote another investment advisor. Okay, so this is another investment advisor quoted. Trying to make up retirement income with equity returns exceeding inflation. That's the goal. Oh, okay, so now we're shifting. Okay, so the investment advisor in this case is saying, well, we're trying to make up the investment or the retirement income from the fixed income side with equity returns that exceed inflation. Okay, well, so it's a more and more of an emphasis on investments instead of just the fixed income. Now, a large family wealth advisor. So this is a high net worth wealth management office in St. Louis, says this. She says, there is no magic pill to create income in a low interest rate environment. No magic pill to create income in a low interest rate environment. Wrong. That is not true. I agree that there's no magic pill, but there is a financial instrument that has historically created income in all interest rate environments. We'll get to that in a moment. But that's the kind of stuff that I'm reading in this article. Because I remember it started by saying we've got a fresh strategy. What's the fresh strategy? I haven't heard it yet. Clients are also, the article says, clients are also considering dividend stocks and lower rated junk bonds as they chase rate of return. They're chasing their returns, trying to get income So they're chasing lower rated, junk rated fixed income assets and dividend stocks. That equals high risk, folks. Alert, alarm bells, high risk, right? Now, I'm still trying to find, right, as I'm reading this article, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to turn the page and this is going to be the new fresh approach. No, I turn the page and it includes a section discussing the idea of keeping a 30-year mortgage in retirement. Are you kidding me? Right? Keeping a 30-year mortgage in retirement, because if you keep financing and refinancing the house out 30 years at a time, your payment and the cost of your interest on that loan is going to be so much lower than what your rate of return, notice the language, could be in the stock market. Right? So basically, the article is saying, hey, yeah, maybe you get a 30-year mortgage and just keep it forever. So if you have a 30-year mortgage throughout your retirement, do you know what you have? You have a rent check paid to your house that you're living in. You're paying rent. Who benefits from that plan? Just your kids, because your kids inherit the house. But if you keep a mortgage, a traditional mortgage in retirement, you essentially just have a rent payment. That's it. It's just a rent payment. Okay? And you have a payment due every single month until you pay off your 30-year mortgage. Now, I'm not suggesting that mortgages are bad in retirement in all situations, but come on, where's the fresh and new? You should have a 30-year mortgage. Wow, that's great advice, right? No, I don't. I disagree. The article goes on to quote an advisor saying, to be sure, in an ultra-low interest rate environment, it is prudent to recalibrate the expectations put forward to a client. Listen to that BS language. Recalibrate the expectations? How about basically tell your clients that the system that you've been telling them to use isn't working? How about just saying, hey, folks, this isn't working. No. It's prudent for us to recalibrate the expectations put forth to the client. What a load of hogwash. Unbelievable. Where's the new stuff? Okay, remember that advisor that started out, right, the article, looking out the window, all concerned? We're not changing the way we plan, but we're changing the conversation. He finished that quote, right? So you read through the article a little further, and he finished that quote by saying, there has to be lower expectations. We got one advisor saying we must recalibrate the expectations, and the advisor that is quoted in the beginning of the article saying, we're changing the conversation. Well, what's the conversation changed to? Oh, here it is. There has to be lower expectations. So, I'm trying to calm down because even after reading this and now sitting down to record this just makes me mad. These people manage, by the way, these people quoted in these articles manage millions of dollars. They earn hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, which is fine. I don't disagree with making a living as a financial professional, but these guys and gals, they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars, managing millions of dollars in assets, and this is the best they can come up with. There has to be lower expectations. Man, that is such a crock. Now, the article here goes on to bring up one of my favorite topics, which again, I'm still looking for the new. I was looking for something fresh and new. But the article actually talks about, in bold letters, calculator discrepancies. And it goes on to say that if advisors are using historical inputs in their calculators, they might be giving their clients an overly rosy picture. Advisors will have to input more realistic future rates of return. And here's my favorite. This is what I'm going to finish on, because nowhere in this article did I hear anything fresh and new. Nowhere, except the only thing that I heard that was old and tired and wrong was people need to lower their expectations and we must recalibrate the expectations. No. Here's how the article finishes up. Okay? It says, advisors have to be aware that returns from calculations they are using today may be wrong. Nothing's more dangerous than false confidence. Folks, don't take this as a negative, because you are listening to a show with a financial planner professional. Gosh, I have to say that all the time. You've got to understand that this is not the story that you have to live with. This is not what you have to settle for. If you step out of this line, the line of people following financial professionals that deliver this kind of terrible article, there's 3 or 4 different financial professionals interviewed in this one article, and none of it is new. It's all old and tired and just depressing. But you're listening to Personal Pension Radio. You're listening to someone whose entire passion in my business is retirement income planning, and I'm here to tell you that this is not the way it has to be. My thoughts? Number one, I was expecting, now, you know what, I have to be honest. I was not expecting to hear anything about guaranteed annuities. Oh my goodness, there I said it out loud. Guaranteed annuities. Remember earlier how I said that, no, that was the magic pill? There's no magic pill to create income in a low interest rate environment. It's not a magic pill. It's called a guaranteed annuity. They've been around for 100 years, and they never miss a payment. They are guaranteed by the claims paying ability of the companies that back them up, but they've never missed a payment. My mother has 2 guaranteed annuities that pay her income not only based on interest rates, but income based on mortality, based on her age, like a personal pension. She gets income at a rate far higher than any fixed income investment portfolio could ever sustain. And you know what she had to do to get it? She had to get older, and then she had to move some of her investment money, not all, but some of her investment money went to a guaranteed annuity. And then you know what she has to do? Nothing. She gets a deposit in her bank account every single month. It is higher than any investment account return I could have ever tried to put together for her. That guaranteed annuity was significantly, about 60% higher than any investment account I could have hoped to design for my mother. Guaranteed annuity. What's the problem, though, with an article written in a financial planning industry magazine, Wall Street Magazine? What's the problem with a guaranteed annuity, though? Well, that's the thing. The guaranteed annuity has to be funded with something. So in my mom's case, it was funded with money that was taken out of the investment world. Oh my goodness. We took money out of Wall Street and we put it in a life insurance company guaranteed annuity. And my mom has no worries whatsoever. She gets guaranteed paycheck from Social Security, guaranteed paycheck from her annuity number 1, guaranteed paycheck from annuity number 2. She is financially comfortable because of her guaranteed annuities. But we had to take money out of the investment world to fund those guaranteed annuities, and that is what Wall Street doesn't like about guaranteed annuities. It's because money has to come out of Wall Street. Does Wall Street spend any time or money really actively teaching people how to take money out of the Wall Street system? Of course not. I just read this whole article where it was all of these twists and turns trying to basically say, lower your expectations. Well, that's code word for saying lower your expectations so you can leave more of your money in the Wall Street system and just expect less. okay? No mention in this article about cash value life insurance, right? Remember, I'm telling you, life insurance or annuities, not the only answer to maximum retirement income, but a really well-designed mutual dividend-paying life insurance policy could be a very strong part of a retirement income plan, and life insurance like that doesn't go down. It's a consistently solid Class A reserve asset that banks keep money in. Did you hear that? I'm talking about life insurance that banks own. When you look at Bank of America, remember Bank of America holds nearly $20 billion in cash value inside life insurance assets. Wells Fargo, $17 billion inside cash value life insurance assets. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. The reason that banks can hold money in cash value life insurance assets is because the Federal Reserve considers them to be one of the safest places the bank can hold reserve assets. But nowhere in this article are you ever going to hear that, right? You're not going to hear that at all. Banks don't put money in life insurance to lose money. They put it there because they don't lose money. And yet, no mention of that in this article, because in order to put money into life insurance, you have to take money out of investments. Also, made me so mad when I'm reading this article and they talk about holding a 30-year mortgage in retirement. A 30-year mortgage and no mention. This is an article about chasing income. No mention of a reverse mortgage. It boggles my mind. Again, these are supposed to be some of the most prominent financial advisors in the country that are being interviewed. Not one mentioned a reverse mortgage. Are you kidding me? Reverse mortgage is a phenomenal tool. Oh, by the way, my mom has a reverse mortgage, which allows her to live in her home for the rest of her life with no mortgage payment, right? So instead of having a 30-year rent payment, my mom has no mortgage payment whatsoever. Which do you think is better? Yeah, I agree. Reverse mortgage is better. Now, my sister and I will probably inherit less money. So what? My mom is going to live very well for her later years. That was the whole idea. The entire goal was for her to live well. But this article just blows me away. There was no fresh strategy. It was stale, old, tired Wall Street accumulation-only discussions. No magic pill. Recalibrate your expectations. Lower your expectations. I'm here to tell you, folks, that there is a solution to retirement income, and it is the marriage, the blending together of accumulation and distribution principles. When you put them together in the right strategy, you can have income 60, 90% greater than the typical Wall Street lower expectations conversation. You do not have to settle for that, but you do have to contact me if you want to avoid meeting with someone that might be interviewed for one of these next articles that blows my head up, okay? So please, make sure you go to kraigstrom.com, go to personalpensionradio.com, contact me. Let's have a conversation. Let's make sure that you understand what your current path looks like and what it could look like with some adjustments, some tweaking to the plan, if you will, okay? Now, I'm going to actually finish with a call to action again. Something happened just last week. A colleague of mine, someone I'd known for years, died last week at age 59 from a sudden heart attack. This guy doesn't smoke. He doesn't drink. I mean, he was generally for all intents purposes, he was just a healthy guy. He wasn't severely overweight or anything. But last week, he died. Just sudden, just heart attack. It's just shocking. Absolutely shocking. And I say this and I share this with you right now to say, please, get your life insurance reviewed. contact me specifically. I am one of the most passionate people that you'll ever meet when it comes to life insurance protection and life insurance as a tool, as a resource for a family. I believe in protection first, and I urge you, please, if you have a life insurance policy you're not sure about, if it's old, if it's dusty, if it's dirty, if you have no idea what you have, get it out today. Go to the computer, go to the phones, go to the computer and email me. Get in touch. Let me review that life insurance with you. Make sure that you have enough life insurance to protect your family in case something sudden happens. We have no promise of tomorrow, and this just reminded me once again, call to action for everybody. If you've got it, if you don't have it, if you let a policy lapse, whatever it is, please get your policies out. If you don't have it, just contact me. Let me help you look at your life insurance protection, please. Remember, the future belongs to those who take action. Take action today. Get off that log and do it. I very much look forward to hearing from you. I'll talk to you again soon. Take care.
Thank you for listening to the Personal Pension Radio podcast. We took notes for you, so if you missed any part of the show, you can find a full transcript of each episode at personalpensionradio.com. Be sure to download your free retirement income crisis report at personalpensionradio.com. While you're at it, we would appreciate some iTunes love. Please leave us a fantastic rating on iTunes by going to personalpensionradio.com/iTunes. Thanks again for listening. Now for the disclosure. Information presented is for educational purposes only and is not intended for solicitation, sale or purchase of any security or financial product. Be sure to first consult with a qualified financial advisor and your tax professional before implementing any strategy discussed here. The term personal pension refers to a marketing name designed to educate future retirees and retirees about the economic principles behind creating their own pension-like income. The term personal pension is not intended to be confused with a defined benefit pension plan offered by an employer or by a government entity.